Title 17 U.S. Code 512F provides penalties for the deliberate misrepresentation of copyright infringement. The owners and authors of this video, the common denominator, and the Paramystic Broadcast Channel are a nonprofit 501c3 exempt organization and believes in good faith that it constitutes educational fair use, as per Title 17 U.S.C. 107. Persons, agencies, attorneys, and or social media algorithms filing a false or frivolous Digital Millennium Copyright Act complaint may be subject to civil liability. Warning: the following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Accordingly, viewer discretion is advised.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Interesting.
Yeah, that was one of our new ones there.
Yep.
So, Dion Coleon, Dijon. He loves it.
Oh, Dijon mustard.
Yeah. It's like, look how
It is
wide I
kind
am.
of funny.
I'm Dijon. Oh,
Yeah, it is. Oh, I'm doing good. How about you, sir?
Oh, pretty good. Relaxing outside after work. It's actually semi-cool right now, even just rained. So, hey, Susie. How
Hey,
you doing?
Susie.
So it's actually where Susie's at. It's probably actually, they're probably getting pretty wet down there. So I think she lives in Central Florida. So
Yep.
we're staying dry up here for the most part. But oh yeah, hurricane season about to start. So that ought to be fun. Well, it started already, but starting up, I guess you'd say. But nothing I can really do about that. What do you think about all the court cases lately?
Oh my God, we're just getting covered up with them. Oh well, some cases are getting covered up. Others are just getting blown wide open.
Like which one?
Well, you know, Hunter Biden obviously found guilty today. That was kind of a no-brainer. But they are the last 4 days. His daddy's been going through impeachment hearings. 4 days of them now, folks. 4.
4 days. Yeah, I hadn't heard hardly anything about that.
So, yeah. But
I have heard about Hunter Biden all day, though.
Oh, my God. Hunter Biden made me a crack addict. That was the funniest one.
He might be. I don't know. It's a good thing we have those gun laws that they finally found somebody guilty after
Yeah,
6 years. So it was 2018,
but you know,
and put in the proof.
it's if you watch Sky Austria or Australia, Sky News Australia, I believe it is. But it wasn't his fault. It was the effects of the drugs that made him do it.
Oh yeah, that is always a great excuse. I'm gonna start using that. Yep,
The drugs made me do it.
yep. There's so many people that, yeah, that's a good excuse. Yeah, I was doing something illegal that caused me to do something illegal. So maybe that's why it's
I
illegal.
can't help it. I'm an addict. I'm an addict.
Well, I mean that makes sense that they do that because when you shoot
Addicts
somebody,
do
they
all kinds of stupid stuff.
well, I mean
But
if you shoot somebody, they blame the gun, so it actually makes sense that they would blame the drugs because then it's never the person's fault.
it's the drugs.
It's the drugs' fault. It's the gun's fault. It's the car's fault. You know.
It's everybody's fault, everything's fault except the person who's actually doing the deed.
Yep. I think that's called accountability.
Oh, that's definitely what I think it's called.
But
But, when you do this, you got to remember you got these pointing right back at you. Just saying.
well, sorry if I'm tired, people tonight. I'm sorry, but and I'm relaxing tonight. But
Well, you going through a lot. We've both been going through a lot. But
yeah.
you're really being put through the ringer, and at least you've got some good news coming through. I'm proud of you. You're pulling your
Well,
bootstraps up and you're moving on.
I will say I've got a lot of good friends too. So
Well, we support you, sir. We support you.
thank you. So
Well, hey, Miss Ruth, how are you?
there's Ruth. How are you doing today? Last time I saw something from Ruth, she was getting after squirrels that were stealing her bird food. Bird food. So
Yeah, Miss Ruth and I get a lot of funny squirrels. I just love her. She takes some of the most incredible bird pictures and squirrel pictures, and I love them all because, I see them. We got a raccoon or a roscoon.
yeah, she had a raccoon too. So I've had a couple of those the last week or so too. But
Hey, you've
yeah,
got a
Susie's
pet
saying
possum.
they only allowed him to be tried so they could show that they don't use one side of justice. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then there was only a gun charge too, while Biden is out speaking about banning assault weapons again.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yes, even my own son can get charged and convicted of gun crimes.
But who's in the position to pardon him?
Yeah,
He
exactly.
can face up to 25 years in prison for falsely filling out a federal gun request.
But
He's been tried, he's been convicted, he hasn't been sentenced. Now, he can't be pardoned until after he's been sentenced.
right. So I'm sure
So,
he might get sentenced before Trump does. So
yep.
because they damn sure want Trump sentenced before the um. Oh,
I I think
Biden said
old
he would.
Banana Joe is lying through his little yellow teeth.
Well, I mean, he might not pardon him. Maybe he'll get 5 years
Well,
probation, and then Biden
yeah,
might
this is
actually be able
true.
to keep a handle on him. So
Biden can't keep a handle on his own damn drawers.
okay, somebody might be able to keep a handle on him. So
Oh, what? Wait a minute. Jill Biden. Oh, yeah. The woman who was his babysitter at 15. those pictures are coming out too of her being 15 years old taking care of the boys.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's going to be a whole new can of worms opening up there.
Well, here's one video where it says Hunter Biden releases statement following guilty verdict. So let me share.
You're right, Susie. If he pardons his son, he should have to pardon Trump, but he's not going to. I figure Trump's will be a mistrial.
I think Trump's is going to end up being a. Then they're. Hold on a second. And then they're going to try. Then they're going to just use that against him and say he was convicted. So they're going to. People are going to think he needs to go to jail no matter what. They can't even name off or list what his charges are.
There's 34 of them. They all look alike. Pick one.
Yeah, what are the 34?
The only thing they can say is, oh, somebody filed it wrong on his taxes. That's why it's under a RICO. Sorry, I've done taxes.
They can't name off any of that shit. So
I've done taxes. They only give you so much room to put down what a transaction was for. And if it's not on the list, what do you do?
This thing
especially
is not
when there's not an other on it. Well, she holds the title of First Lady, so yeah, they call her wife.
Let's see if it'll work this time.
Gotta love modern technology. What are we going to do when the damn AI is running everything?
Have a meltdown. Have Terminators.
Ooh, doggy. Well, I mean, I can see right now.
Hunter Biden has released a statement saying
the
U.S. President's son,
Hunter
Biden, has been found guilty of 3 counts of illegally possessing a gun whilst under the influence of drugs. Hunter Biden has released a statement saying, I am more grateful today for the love and support I experienced this last week from Melissa, my family, my friends, and my community than I am disappointed by the outcome. It's the first time in history that a child of a sitting president has been convicted of federal charges. The prosecutor of the case claimed it was not about addiction, but illegal choices made to obtain a gun.
This case was not just about addiction, a disease that haunts families across the United States, including Hunter Biden's family. This case was about the illegal choices defendant made while in the throes of addiction, his choice to lie on a government form when he bought a gun, and the choice to then possess that gun.
President Joe Biden has released a statement saying, I will accept the outcome of this case and will continue to respect the judicial process as Hunter considers an appeal. Jill and I will always be there for Hunter and the rest of our family. With our love and support, nothing will ever change that. President Joe Biden also noticeably avoided the topic of his son's guilty verdict while speaking at a gun violence prevention conference.
Drive and coordinate government and nationwide effort to reduce gun violence in America. That's why we did it, to send a clear message about how important this issue is to me, to you, and to the entire country. Everything from cracking down on ghost guns, gun trafficking, and so much more. Folks, we're not stopping there. It's time once again to do what I did when I was a senator. Ban assault weapons.
Steal documents.
U.S. Capitol on January 6th.
And that just jumped from there to something else.
Hey, that works too. That's talking about the Hunter Biden trial too. Mr. Stephen Gardner.
Yeah, that one's
excellent job there.
That one's pretty long. Yeah, he did do a great job there. So
he does a fabulous job. Please go over and check out his channel on YouTube. I will promote him because he brings truth and he brings it unbiasedly. which you can't find on any of the alphabet channels.
Definitely not. Definitely not. No, I like him. He's really good. He does do a good job of asking all kinds of questions. I will say that. So.
Oh, yeah. He asked some of the hard questions. He's still waking up.
Yeah,
but,
there's a lot of them that are still waking up like that.
The reason,
but I mean, there's a whole lot.
But no, the reason Banana Joe's not really saying a whole lot about his son's case because he hasn't been there, because he's been focusing on his own impeachment trial or hearing. Excuse me, hearing. And whether you know it or not, look at bad intro. And whether anybody knows it or not.
What's up, bad intro?
It's pretty damn.
I hadn't talked to him in a while, but I hadn't been on Discord or anything. That's another place where I go sometimes is on Discord. So I hadn't been on Discord in a while. So
yeah.
But yeah, you know, I mean, they're doing all kinds of stuff with that. Like, I was trying to find another video of it, but the White House getting pretty much attacked this week as well.
Yeah, you didn't see a lot of that on the news media either.
Yeah, they tend to leave that out too. So I was trying to find a video of it, but I'm sure they've taken.
Wasn't that a pro-Palestine movement that was attacking?
Yeah, and I guess their version of it is Genocide Joe. So instead of
Genocide Joe. Need to be thinking about that with Ukraine too, folks.
Yep.
Seeing as how he keeps wanting to send money over to Ukraine to be laundered through to the warmongering machines here in the United States. We're not going to look there.
No, we're not going to go there. So,
distract.
Yep, look at this other one over here. Quit looking at that.
Squirrel. That's it. Squirrel.
I don't even know what to think about all that stuff.
Oh my God, it's comical. I mean, that's why they call it a theater of war.
I mean, I was just looking at. I was trying to find a video of that, and then I come across.
I won't holler squirrel no more.
I don't even know what this is. It's a viral moment from June or yesterday, I guess. And it says Joe Biden's 401 error or 404 error.
You're absolutely right, bad intro. The death of children in war lines the pockets of the detached.
I have no idea what this is, but
I did hear we got 2 more hostages back alive.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't even heard that yet.
I did. Well, I follow the Israeli news too. See, we can't really depend on our news media to actually give us the news as it comes, because they're hollering squirrel here, squirrel there. I'm sorry. Give me a gun. I'll go squirrel shooting. But I want my news. I want my news raw. I want my news fresh. Because we deserve to know the truth about what's going on.
You need to find a news place to sponsor us for that. So.
Yeah.
Let's see. I just want to see what this is. It says, let's see. It says he's frozen. You gotta go like you do. Rock with me. Rock with me. What did he do? He saved the day. He will come down. He won't let us a hell of a photo shoot right there. Wow.
I'm sorry, old white man ain't got no moves. That's why he's standing still.
He really does look frozen, though, like his programming went out right there or something. Wow.
Got glitchy.
I guess it's better than shitting himself during talking about D-Day. So
He's probably trying to figure out what they were saying.
he might have been. Are they talking about me or?
No,
What
well,
delusional
it could be. Could be,
Let's
could
see.
be not.
I know we had a couple
else
other
you
ones
got?
to show tonight.
Yeah, we got a couple
Let's
other ones.
see. Oh yeah, here's old Nancy Pelosi for January 6th too.
Oh yeah, that's a damning one too.
I wish I could have found the other video because there was one where they were interviewing Trump about it.
Well, look,
asking
you
him
fuss at me because I find the long videos. I found the short one.
Do you want me to play the long one? No.
No,
Huh?
no, you fuss at me because I get all these long ones. So, let's get the short
They take
ones.
up the whole show.
What is
All
that
right,
one?
here we
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Newly released, never-before-seen footage from January 6th appears to give more context to the security breakdown.
We did not have any accountability for what was going on there, and we should have.
The House GOP obtaining the video of former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi speaking with her chief of staff as she evacuated the Capitol that day. Pelosi heard blaming herself for not having the National Guard on hand to stop the mob.
Why weren't the National Guard?
You turned down 20,000 troops.
Responsibility for not having them, just prepare for more.
The video, shot by Pelosi's daughter, Alexandra Pelosi, for an HBO documentary. Pelosi telling MSNBC the video is Republicans' attempt to rewrite history.
The former president and his toadies do not want to face the facts. They're trying to do revisionist history on January 6th.
Republicans arguing this upends Democrats' claims that Donald Trump bears sole responsibility for the time it took to deploy the National Guard. However, the National Guard is under the Army and the Air Force, both of which report directly to the president, not the Speaker of the House. The Speaker does have authority over Capitol Police, though. In an interview with WJLA just days after January 6th, the Capitol Police chief, who stepped down after Pelosi called for his resignation, stood by his claims that superiors in Congress and the Pentagon rebuffed his requests for National Guard help both before and during the riot.
Quote, I don't like the optics of the National Guard standing line with the Capitol in the background. I was perplexed. I felt like, am I really hearing what I think I'm hearing?
Meanwhile, Donald Trump is calling for the members of the January 6th Select Committee to be indicted, Trump alleging they deliberately withheld information. So far, though, there's no strong evidence to back up the former president's claims. On Capitol Hill, I'm Kayla Gaskins.
And the bad thing is, one of our former hosts on this network told me that she met somebody who had AI facial recognition programs that identified at least 100 or so, I might have that number wrong, Ukrainian soldiers in that mob.
I mean, I don't know if it would surprise me or not, because I heard a whole lot of cops were in that mob too. That were
we had the Alphabet kids up from DC instigating all over the damn place.
And then
more busloads.
They're still pressing Trump about that after her interviews. So they're like, why didn't you tell more Capitol? You were the president. You could force that. You could force this. And be like, they declined them all.
They did.
So
they declined 20,000 troops.
National Guard troops, and they wouldn't even raise the number of like state and local police. Well, not state police, but the Metro Police didn't even raise their awareness that high because Trump recommended all of that be brought in. And like you said, authorized.
And they downplayed it all. They downplayed it all.
They downplayed all of it.
They had to downplay it, so when they had all their riot instigators in the crowd, and when they couldn't get everybody riled up to go into a frenzy mode, they had to create the frenzy. What the videos that you saw in the Capitol, you have to look at the camera angle. You know, if you shoot the camera angle one way, it looks like they're running into the Capitol. If you get the camera angle from another way, it looks like they're hightailing it out of there. Well, it's coming out that they were tear gassed and had rubber bullets fired at them inside the Capitol. So where you see them running into it is actually them trying to get the hell out, because they were on a tour from the Capitol Police.
Pretty much, yeah. They were pretty much on. I mean, because well, you know, that's one of them same things is, and I mean, oh my goodness, Trump getting found guilty of all that, which is probably going to become a mistrial.
Yeah.
That's like the biggest. I know it's not.
And it's coming out now. The FBI took the documents out and looked at them, so they mishandled the evidence in the chain of command when they were gathering this stuff up. So now it looks like they tampered with everything.
Well, they're worried about Trump being a felon, and I guess one thing about it is they don't have to worry about that with Biden.
Biden couldn't get the support Trump's got right now.
Well, they still wouldn't have to worry
about
about
on the rail had no damn clue.
They're wanting to vote for somebody that's been said not to be fit to stand trial.
I don't think there's as many as what they think.
How the hell are you going to run for president when you're not fit to stand trial?
Well, when they
do anything.
You're right. When the reason they didn't prosecute Biden for having confidential documents that he got when he was a senator with no security clearance to have said documents, they're saying he's just an old guy. He's really not able to stand trial. And 15 minutes later, we had Biden up there. I'm fit. I'm fit. No, you're not. You're a buffoon.
Well, I still see people wanting to vote for him.
Yeah, I see him occasionally on TikTok, and I laugh at him. Oh, guess who is now on TikTok?
Oh, yeah, Sally. Who's on TikTok?
Me. I'm on TikTok. And in 5 days, I've got over 500 followers, almost 600 right now.
I'm still not
I'm loving it.
TikTok that much, so.
The Gen Xers are rocking over there.
That's what we're rocking. I guess I'd have to get on there more to see it, but
we are rocking over there. I mean, it's a fun, entertaining platform. It's and I've got some really nice followers over there. You're right, Susie. I need more followers. Once I get to 1,000, we can start doing lives at random over there. That's going to be freaking awesome.
TikTok lives. I've never thought I'd want to do that, but
hey, they're fun. And you can have like 10 people in on it. Your followers just pop in.
As long as you're not trying to do a Tide Pod challenge or something like that.
No. I got more damn sense than that shit.
I'd hope so. But So
well, we
this
were
one's one that I
told
saw that it was just for
not.
the sparkle.
Well, Miss Ruth got a good question. We're going to address that. Why were we told not to go there? Because it's a free speech platform. There are no, I'd say limitations, but there are some. They're trying to get it taken down just the way they tried to get X taken down, aka Twitter, because they didn't censor anybody. TikTok's not censoring anybody. They're really not.
I mean, I guess that can be a great thing and a bad thing at the same time. Or I mean, yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
I agree, Miss Ruth. It's dangerous to give out more info. But you know what?
So,
I didn't give out a whole lot of info when I joined TikTok. I really didn't.
yeah,
All of my
I haven't been on
followers,
there too much either.
they send me a wave. I send them a wave or a hiya from Cookie Monster. It's fun
Well,
making
they are China
fun
based.
videos.
I mean, they are China based for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't know. That's one thing I've always
But they're
heard,
trying.
actually, from not just Trump, but now it's the Democrats saying that they're stealing our info. So, but I wanted to give a Sparkle Fuck award to Whoopi Goldberg, by the way, in The View.
Ooh.
This is from a short from Dave Rubin, I believe. And talk
And
about
we gotta love our Sparkle Fuck awards.
Holy shit! I quit it. I dropped out of it instead of adding it.
Well,
Talk
go find it.
about hypocrisy. It's not hard to find from The View, but she says this should be illegal.
This should be against the law. You should not be able to lie to the American knowingly. What do we do as Americans to say this is not okay?
You'd have to say the First Amendment.
Yeah.
I think you, well, no,
Well,
but
the First Amendment doesn't allow you to willingly lie.
Whoopi, you human whoopee cushion. Yes, the First Amendment does allow you to willingly lie. You have lied, and the ladies that you sit next to have lied about virtually everything for the past 5 years. Very fine people on both sides. The COVID vaccine works. No mandate is coming. Jussie Smollett was going to be hanged. Just in the last couple of weeks, how many times have we played things where you lie? You lied about don't say gay. By the way, we checked yesterday on the show. It turns out no gay people have been arrested in Florida yet by saying gay, or even a straight person who might say gay. I would prefer that you didn't lie, but you are allowed to lie, and I don't want to put you in jail for lying.
He's absolutely right.
Okay.
Absolutely
no,
right.
he's absolutely right. But
Newly released, never before.
Whoopi Goldberg trying to talk about how it should be illegal to lie.
I mean, if we're trying to get TikTok banned for disinformation from China, why the hell are we not banning our own TV shows for disinformation?
We are, just not all disinformation.
Well, just not the ones who are pushing the government narrative.
Exactly. So we are banning some for disinformation, but
just not The View, who is full of disinformation because Fauci testified under oath that he was not aware of the full merits of the hokey poke.
He was not aware of the full anything with any of that.
But yet he could stand up there in an authoritative state and tell us what we had to do and enforce mandates on us. Really, people? Are we going to go there?
Well, I am honestly
that's disinformation.
ecstatic that I am ecstatic that Florida took all of that crap the way it did because, like I said, we were on lockdown for like maybe 2 months, maybe. And we never fully went on lockdown like that. It was more of a thing like the hospitals and crap like that went on lockdown. And then the rest of it, like our kids were out of school for like a month or two. And then it was like, okay, we're getting too many anomalies in y'all's crap for us to abide by it.
Well, if you go outside the box and look around the corners, there's a huge study and data information that has been collected about people with the coronavirus who had it naturally and folks who had the hokey pokes. And they're saying it's killing people.
Well,
The
they
hokey
did a whole
pokes are
documentary
actually
about
killing
that.
folks.
They did a
Well,
whole
you know, on another platform that another co-host and I had, we got taken down because we showed videos from embalmers in mortuaries. Hey, Crystal, of the anomalies that are now being said is coming directly from the hokey pokes.
Yep. Oh, they're trying to now. They're still coming up with. They still won't admit that at all.
They still
Not
won't
even
admit
close.
it.
Not even close to admitting it.
But if we have to be blatantly honest and we're being banned and attacked for telling the truth and they're telling lies saying that we're just spreading disinformation. Well, you know, apparently some of us ain't drank enough Kool-Aid yet that we can believe the damn dumbass pills they trying to shove down our throats.
I mean, it's nothing new, I guess. Used to, it was kind of weird for people to be on prescriptions. Now everybody's on a prescription, some sort.
I've got more than my damn fair share.
I hear thunder at my house. That's kind of good. Let's see.
And the thunder rolls.
Yeah. And my bug zapper's striking, if that counts. But my father's
That's right,
father-in-law
Crystal.
been nothing but
He sure has.
I know.
also 10 days from the first hokey poke, I lost an aunt and an uncle.
All of that was based on saying that it was just the you didn't get the hokey poke in time, and then it, you know, that stuff kept happening, and people were like, "Oh well, it can't be that." That's whenever long COVID came in. Yeah, y'all probably are under flood watch. So, they said that Central.
Well, it's easy for Central and South Florida to be under a flood
10
watch.
inches. They said Central and South Florida could get up to 10 inches of rain this week. So, yeah, it's going to be wet.
Get the boats, get the boats, get the boats. Time to the porch.
Yeah. Let's see. Did you want to watch that long one from Stephen Gardner? We don't have really time for that, do we?
No. We can watch a few minutes of it. So, you know, people who don't know a lot about Stephen Gardner can watch the interview and see how he conducts himself in such a absolute professional attitude. I mean, he's just a wonderful, wonderful guy.
If I can find it now. There we go. Okay. I did not even bring my second monitor out here because it was raining earlier. So it's more difficult for me to navigate right now. Okay. Stop. There we go. Now
You're right, that intro. That's what it's. Though there's a whole lot of other stuff that's coming out. AI technology is being discovered in it too. And that's a scary thing.
People still defend the vaccine and COVID and shit. All right, there we go.
And they try to overthrow the government. And every single person who was there, even though 99.9% of the people who were there were peaceful, they want all those people to be labeled as domestic terrorists.
That's crazy.
That video didn't tell that story, and they didn't want it.
Yeah. It's amazing how once she looks guilty, she thinks we should just move on.
Yeah.
But if a video had come out of, let's say, Trump in the limo saying, "This is all my fault," she would be blasting that 24 hours a day. So just the hypocrisy and the corruption in DC, like you say, is really bad. Speaking of lies and corruptions, I want to get your take on this final question. So the media is a bit panicked that Biden has lost 30% of Black American votes, specifically Black males. They're saying it's because of his disastrous policies. However, Representative James Clyburn says the media is lying and that Blacks will support Biden loyally on the same level. Is Representative Clyburn lying in order to keep Black Americans voting Democrat, or is there truth that they are starting to say, wait a minute, maybe the Democrat policies aren't helping our community like we thought?
Yeah, exactly. He believes in polls when they favor President Biden. When the polls are against him, he said that it's false, they're lies. And so he said that
Time out, dude. Time out. I got something put in there.
That he doesn't believe those polls, but Black people are leaving the Democratic Party in droves. We've seen it in New York City. President Trump just held a campaign rally in the Bronx, like was it 2 or 3 weeks ago? And we saw how many people were in attendance. And I specifically spoke with, Black and brown people there, and they are leaving because they realize that in Baltimore, for instance, where the Democrats have been in power for how many years? 60 years. You have one of the highest, if not the highest, Black poverty rate in the country, and Baltimore is in Maryland. And so they've given power to the Democrats, and it's not improved their life, their economy, their the family, anything. And they realize that, maybe we need to try someone else. We need to try Trump, and they are gravitating towards Trump. And Washington doesn't want to accept that. But I believe that they're going to be shocked if the people I speak with, if they come true on November 5th, Trump is going to win a big Black vote, and people will be shocked. And it won't be because they don't think, it will be because they realize that they need to try something new. And also because they realize that the economy was better when Trump was there.
I don't see how anybody denies that.
The immigration was better when, a few years ago. Like, no one is against immigrants. I'm an immigrant, and I've not spoken to anyone who is against immigrants. I think what people don't want is just people who walk across the border and millions and millions of people. And so no one will accept that in any country. You want people to go through the process, to wait for years and apply for immigration and then be granted and be proud of, it doesn't make sense. And so Black people see all those things and they realize that, maybe we can continue like this, and many of them want to vote for Trump.
Okay, interesting. I know you got to get back in there and fight with Karine Jean-Pierre, keep her honest. Thank you so much for everything that you do. I'm going to put a direct link to your Twitter X account down below so that people can enjoy following you at hours to bring.
Okay, Sally, I have no idea why that started so late in it.
Bravo,
It started
Stephen
like halfway
Gardner.
through. So.
Well, we were watching it beforehand, so it just picked up where we left off. But I'm going to say, bravo, Stephen Gardner. Keep bringing truth. Keep bringing the truth, brother.
Yeah. And he doesn't exactly bring people that would totally agree with some of the stuff going on either. So.
Well, he's a libertarian.
Yeah.
But he wants to see the good and the bad, not just through rose-colored glasses. He wants to see all of it. He wants everybody to be able to form a well-informed opinion. And that's why I love his show, his platform. I've been following him ever since COVID started.
Right. And Crystal, I kind of agree with that. I agree with Crystal on that. Because it's what they're going to do is say even the president's son isn't allowed to illegally have a gun, which
you
will
are
allow
absolutely true.
So
they're coming after our guns because they can't fully control us until they disarm us.
And that's why they talked about putting gun people in
re-education camps.
Pretty much re-education camps, saying they're pretty much crazy if you. And I mean, I guess if there was no guns,
a nation.
it'd be okay,
this is part of the Marxist, Nazi, socialist agenda. The planks of the manifestos is a country who can disarm their people, can control their people. A people, when you control the food supply, you control the people. What does it sound like, folks? What does it sound like? I'm going to digress back to, our Civil War days. We had something called plantations, and they weren't just in the South, they were in the North too. Our government was set up just like a plantation, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I mean by that. You had your slave master, you had your overseer, and then you had your drivers. Okay? We have our president, he's our slave master. We have our overseers. That's our congressmen and senators. Then we have our drivers. That's our libertarians that are not libertarians, but people who oversee organizations. I think you would call them, lobbyists, who control organizations like BLM, Antifa, Black Panthers. What's some more of them?
Well, those were the main ones I was thinking of, but
okay, we've got a lot more. Okay, so back in the slave days, the slave master told his overseer what he wanted. That was an executive order. Then you go to the overseer, and he goes to his drivers. Now, he's got his little groups and his organizations, and he tells them, this is what you do today. This is what I want your people to do. It's got to be done. And at the end of the day, the drivers would go back to the overseers to tell the overseers what they accomplished or what they did not accomplish, or what was needed to do next, which was pretty much over to window staging there. We'll talk about that some other time. And then they would report back to the president or the slave master. Now, we have got a Congress and a senator, a lot of them, that are doing exactly what the slave master wants.
Yeah.
They're not listening to us.
Crystal said
We're
on
the
here,
slaves.
this society made our young people crazy, and that was done on purpose by the Obama administration so that we can find reason to put these people in little brainwashing camps or concentration camps. I think it was done way before Obama, though.
You can
I
take
think
it
that's
on back to No Child Left Behind.
Yeah.
It started in the Bush era, finished up in the Clinton era, and has been pushed to the max with Obama.
Well,
Trump
Susie
was the big stop sign that says, no, stop.
Are we
He was the
frozen?
disruptor.
Susie said she's having trouble with Twitch, and Ben said all is frozen.
You're right. FMCSA did. They have dropped so many damn regulations on us. You can't stop the fart without having to log it.
I mean,
or for it to set a sensor off in your seat. Sorry, just it's there. I saw it.
Yeah, Susie's saying it's been going on since Kennedy was shot. That's probably true, though.
Kennedy was another monkey wrench in the whole thing. He played the part. He played the DNC like a fiddle to get into office, and then he gave him the big O, truck it, and went and did his own thing and showed them that he was not going to be controlled. That's why they had to take him out.
Yep.
And that was an inside job, folks. Let's just not blame it on one person. Lee Harvey Oswald, it just, no. That was an inside job. Been proven.
Susie said that it was just her internet's lousy because Twitch was sucking so much internet juice. So, yeah, drug and alcohol clearinghouse.
It is. It is.
It's a good way to put it.
And Valiant Thor, I can tell you right now, every time I go to the doctor, and if I get a prescription for anything with codeine in it, any pain substance, the very next month and the next 3 months, I'm going to get hit with a random DOT physical, and it's not random.
Yeah.
Wherever you feel it, it goes straight to the FMCSA because you have a commercial license. That's part of the regulations. Guess what? The slave master is telling their driver that their little slave can't do this. And we're going to make sure you're not doing that.
I believe it. I mean, that's not a big surprise to me. I mean, it's like stuff like that.
And that's when I tell you that the democracy that they're pushing for right now, the big word democracy, is the new word for socialism. New word for Marxism.
New world order.
New word for Marxism, Nazism, whatever.
Well, we just have to put it into a perspective to where then everybody's equal. Because that's the way they try to play it.
We're all slaves.
Oh, that's
well, hello,
what the
Ross.
is. We just haven't done it right, is their way of putting it. Just didn't do it right.
When you see the hierarchy and the way that it's being played out, if you've got a representative up there in Washington, D.C. that's fighting for you, because a preamble to the Constitution says, we the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, promote domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, do ordain and establish this Constitution of the United States.
All the communist and Marxist countries, though, are the people. So they just try to turn that into Marxism pretty much. So, I mean, it's the People's Republic of China.
But folks, they cannot control you if you're on paper logs.
Yeah.
There are companies out there now that are manipulating these ELDs left and right and getting away with it.
Yep, that's what I've heard too. Hey, I'm going to be starting a new job, and evidently part of our work's going to be part of the truck part, the warehouse and trucking part. So
there you go. I'm so proud of you. Chad's got a new job.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of him. He's looked so hard and worked so hard to get this job.
Well, it's about time. All the dang
and
online,
therefore,
more AI
you know,
controlling stuff.
And therefore, you know, we've been kind of going through some issues, me with the weather and him with his new job. And now he's got another new job. And he's just going to be working his little batushka off. That, you know, our podcasts are sporadic.
Yeah.
But we're trying to live life as it comes. And right now we're both getting hit pretty damn hard. But you know what? I've got 9 people on here right now, and you know what? I thank each and every one of you for showing up, commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing. We love you. There is no doubt about it. You are our favorite people.
And I agree with Sally. I've just been tired today, so I went from
I
working
know that
in
heat's
offices.
it's hard.
It has been hot here. Really hot without even clouds, so
yep.
So with that note, I think it's about the time we get out of here.
Just remember, people, don't live your life in a box. Get out of that damn thing and start looking around the corners and thinking about what you're seeing, what you're hearing. It may not make sense at that point in time, but later on, those pieces of the puzzle are going to fit together.
Sooner or later.
And remember, always, sometimes in life, you just got to say, chuck it.
Chuck it. Y'all have
We
a
love
good
you, and we'll
evening.
see you next week.